I just made a big batch of pumpkin cream cold foam to put on top of my chais. Listen to how beautiful. Welcome to another vlog. Life is about to get so crazy. I have basically a flight or a visitor coming in town every weekend. This sounds insane. Every weekend until Christmas break. Christmas break is the very beginning of December, and I'm factoring in going home for Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna go see Allie in Texas, go visit my friends in Utah, and so many more fun things just sprinkled throughout the fall. It's gonna be a blast. Of course, I'll be vlogging everything, sharing it all, but I figured before things get even crazier, I could sit down, give you lots of updates, answer your questions, and just chit chat. I love to say with sit down videos, you can treat this like a podcast, go do your laundry, do something you've been putting off, and just play this in the background. Hopefully it'll feel like we're just chatting and hanging out and you're not alone while you do your mundane things. Before I really get talking though, I have Bible study, so I'm gonna change, go to Bible study, and then I will come back, sit down, and chat. So I need to finish this, put sweatpants on, and then I'll be off. I really thought I was gonna be able to make this in like 2 seconds and then start filming, and it took me so long. I was spilling things everywhere, so don't be fooled by the intro because I cut out all the imperfections. And then I had to do all the dishes. So here we are. I really hope this kicks in and gives me the energy that I need. Adeline's gonna be here to pick me up in 2 minutes. Okay, sweatpants, we're off.
Comeback era for Hey Miss Katie.
What's up, boy?
We're on it up.
Hey, Miss
This was
Katie.
the problem all along, guys. That I just haven't been on the vlog in a while.
That's what's holding you back.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
Katie.
it's-
It's just
no.
that you haven't been on the vlog.
No, it's Katie. I see you beyond the camera.
Okay, wait.
I see you beyond the camera.
Hey, what'd you do tonight?
Only what?
I worked a little bit and then I came to life.
You're getting
Ice cream on the Bible.
She just still loves you. We are back. I have absolutely no business with sunglasses on my head because it's 10 p.m. I did not think I was gonna be gone for as long as I was, but it was such a great, happy past few hours. Great little decompress, break from work. I talked to so many of my friends that I haven't talked to. I mean, I've seen them, we've been together, but we've just been together in life group, not actually talking in depth, and it was just so good to talk to them, to actually connect. My phone was away pretty much the whole time, and I had a little revelation that I think I need to start journaling, because I brought my gratitude journal, and I do that every morning, but it's kind of just filling out the prompts. I'll show you. This is a shining example of the extrovert in me, how filled up I feel when I spend time with people I love. This is what I typically fill out: 3 things I'm grateful for and why, plus answering the questions, what will I do for myself today, what will I do for others today, and then setting an intention for the day. We were told to bring a journal, so I just grabbed this on the fly since I was running out the door, thinking there are probably some blank pages in the front or the back, or I'll just write over the prompts if I need to. So we had 10 minutes to kind of just pray after we read the chapter of the Bible we were reading, which was Romans 12. I didn't know, but it's like so many verses I grew up hearing going to private school my whole life, just those quintessential ones. So we read through that, and then we kind of all dispersed throughout the house and had our 10 minutes. This is what I wrote in 10 minutes. I'm gonna blur it because I don't want to expose myself. It was like a diary for me. I think the idea was for us to pray and connect with God, but I just did a total brain dump, and I was writing so fast. I had so many thoughts, so maybe journaling is in my future. All that being said, I was obviously out way later. I was back at 9:45, I want to say, and then I came inside, scooped myself a bowl of ice cream. Some of my roommates were going out, so we were having a big dance party in the kitchen, and I realized after scooping my ice cream that I never ate dinner. It was so late I didn't even think about it. My mind went immediately to dessert. So my ice cream is in the freezer. I'm gonna eat it while I talk to you and answer all your questions, but I feel like I need to fully shower and get ready for bed so we can really get into it and chat. I did eat dinner. I had made a little tofu bowl and it was good. It was nothing special, just my usual tofu and teriyaki sauce. It's kind of hurting my stomach, I don't know why. I think because I started eating mint chip ice cream and then I ate teriyaki tofu. I had a bite of the ice cream and it was so good, and my incentive for getting ready for bed is the bowl of ice cream. I'm not letting myself eat it until I am showered, face wash, skincare done, in my pajamas. I was wearing these shoes today. They're APLs. They were so graciously gifted to me because they're not cheap, and they, oh my gosh, are so comfy. So if you have a big shoe budget and you're in the market, I would recommend APLs because my feet have been so comfy all day. Thank you so much, APL. Really cute, right? I'm gonna wear my favorite pajamas. These are from Target. They're 25 bucks for the whole set. So comfy, and they come in a bunch of different colors. This was another instance of Ryan influencing me. She had these on in the lilac color. Went to Target the next day. Now I have them too. Every once in a while I'm influenced by a content creator, an Instagram ad, but for the most part, I've always thought my influence comes from my friends, because if I see something in real life, that's when I have the thought, I need that item. When you just see something you love so much, or something looks so good on somebody else. Maybe because I know that social media can be so fabricated and everything can be edited to look a certain way. So I don't know, maybe I have a skewed viewpoint because I, know the behind the scenes. I'll probably be talking at you the whole rest of the video, so enjoy the ASMR. This is the perfect excuse for you to go back to the fridge. Put these in the fridge, open the freezer, and get my ice cream. This is perfection. I have my mint chip ice cream in the Mackenzie Childs bee bowl with my tiny spoon. It's really a coffee stirrer, but it's so much more fun to eat ice cream with a tiny spoon. I'll do a super quick intro, just background facts about me in case you're new. I'm an identical twin sister. I like to say that I've never been alone in my life because I've always had her by my side, physically growing up and now metaphorically, since we're in two different places. She goes to Baylor in Texas, and obviously I'm here as a junior at the University of Colorado Boulder. I grew up in Orange County, California, also with my older brother. He also was in Texas for a while. He went to TCU, and I was raised by the best, most wonderful parents in the world. Also, such wonderful grandparents. My grandpa lives with us. We call him Papa, so he's in my home vlogs every now and then. I love making content. I love being a student and getting to share all the ups and downs of college life with the world. It's gonna be so fun. I always say to look back on these videos one day, and it's even fun now looking back on my high school videos to see how much I've changed as a person, how much my life has changed. I've been dating the same guy since my junior year of high school. His name is Matt, and he is my favorite person in the world. We're long distance. He goes to USC in LA, and obviously I'm here. I'm obsessed with him. We've been dating for almost 3.5 years. I don't talk about him as much in the vlogs because it's just girly dreamland. Especially my life in college is just girly Barbie dreamland. I lived in my sorority house last year with 74 other girls. It was my dream come true. I will think about the room I lived in and the view and the character of that house, and it sounds so cliche and dumb, but the memories we made literally for the rest of my life. It was the best year ever. You can probably hear them upstairs now, but I live with 6 of the girls who I lived in the sorority house with last year in our house this year. And most recent news is that I'm going abroad to Australia. In the spring, I'll be leaving mid-February to spend about 3 months in Sydney. And one of my best friends in the whole world, Annie, lives above me, and the walls are super thin in this house, so you can hear everything from down below. And I'm sure, as you can infer from me going to Bible study, everything, I probably should have mentioned this first because it's the most important thing in my life, is my faith in Jesus. I've been a Christian. I was raised in a Christian home my whole life, going to church, and I really don't think it was until I came to college that my faith was truly tested, and I really truly was able to make it my own. But it's such an important part of my life and guides me in everything. I can do all the product influencing I want, but there's nothing in the world truly more valuable than the peace and joy I have in Jesus and the love that I am filled with every day because of Christ. Just don't mind the background noise. Do you have anything fun planned for senior year? No. Not as of now. I don't have anything planned. Besides, I'm just so grateful that my graduation does not line up with Allie or Matt's graduation, because if they were all in the same weekend, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what my parents would do. Probably have to split up and one come to mine, one go to Allie's. But thankfully they are literally weeks apart. I don't have any senior year plans though. I plan to stay in this house. I think I'll want to soak up all the time in Boulder I possibly can, because I'll be coming back from summer at home after coming back from being abroad. It's all very surreal. It doesn't feel like it's really happening, and it definitely does not feel like when I come back it will be my last year, my senior year. I'm so excited for post-grad. I feel like a little more excited than the average college student because it will mean the end of long distance and hopefully, I pray, moving back to the beach. But I will miss this so much, and I'll probably just spend so many nights my senior year crying about all the lasts. Tips for someone who's actually sounds like an elephant is above me. What's your best high school advice? I would 1000% tell my freshman year of high school self to just chill. I was so uptight about so many things, just so wound up and in a very perfectionist mindset. And I think I definitely chilled out into my junior and senior year, but I probably would just tell her to be present, really truly soak it up. I don't have a lot of regrets from high school, which I feel like is kind of a rare thing to say, but I loved my high school experience. I thought it was so much fun, and it was so fun that I got to do it all with Allie by my side. I'd also just tell her there's so many good things ahead and to not worry. I think I needed the worry though, and I needed the push, and I needed the growth that came from going out of state and moving away from home. Best advice you've ever heard. I can't give you the best advice I've ever heard, but I recently started a list in my notes app of quotes that I love. This was started very recently, so it's short right now, but every time I hear something that really just clocks to me, I want to write it down in here so I can look back on it when I'm feeling unmotivated and feel inspired. The first one is, what you're not changing, you're choosing. Red flags don't turn green. I think this goes for, you think of romantic relationships when you hear it initially, but I think this goes for so many relationships in life. And kind of attached to it is the quote, you can't flirt to convert. I heard this once and it's just stuck with me, and I've told it to my friends so many times, even my friends that believe completely different things than me, because it sounds like a churchy thing, the word convert, but it goes for so many things. You can't change a guy is basically the premise of, or you can't change anybody for that matter, is the premise of the quote. It's not your job to change somebody, or if you're looking at it from a churchy Christian point of view, make someone believe in God.
This is really scary lighting. I'm editing and I realize how that might not come off the right way. Basically what I'm getting at is someone has to make that decision for themselves. Of course, as a Christian, I'm called to share the gospel, make disciples of all nations, but at the end of the day, I can't be in someone's mind and make that decision for them. That's essentially what I'm getting at. I just don't want anybody to get it twisted. I don't even look like myself. This is scary lighting.
And last but not least, we're so efficient with language that we forget to be effective. I watched a little presentation on conversationalism because I want to be, one of my goals recently is to become less self-centered. I'm trying to become a better listener and a better conversationalist, and I want to ask better questions to my friends and the people that I love in my life, and even to strangers, because the hi, how are you, where are you from, just is not doing it for me anymore. So I was watching a whole bunch of TikToks about it. I came up with a list of questions to ask instead of how are you, but attached to the whole presentation that I watched was the quote, we're so efficient with language that we forget to be effective. We are such a busy generation, obsessed with hustle culture. We're just going, and we're so efficient with language sometimes that we forget to be effective and to really mean hi, how are you, instead of just the question in passing. Obviously it's a greeting, but I'm on my journey with that. So those are the quotes I have thus far in Quotes I Love, my document on my notes app. I've relocated because I went to take off my under eye patches, and I'm now drinking bone broth that I got at the farmer's market. Grandma Katie out to play. Before we move on, I have to take a second to thank today's sponsor, and that is Skims. They make all the best underwear, loungewear, and sleepwear. They sent me these 3 pieces for this campaign from the Fits Everybody collection. The Fits Everybody t-shirt bra, the Fits Everybody bralette, and the Fits Everybody thong. My favorite is the t-shirt bra, hands down. I love it so much that I ordered it in this color so I can wear it under lighter clothes. In my opinion, the best kinds of undergarments are the ones that make you feel like you're not wearing anything under your clothes. They're just super comfy, and that's what Skims is. Ultra soft, innovative fabrics designed for comfort and everyday wearability. They also have a massive sizing range with over 40 cup sizes and intimates in sizes extra small through 4X. Look how stretchy. This is what I mean when I say these pieces make you feel like you're wearing nothing. The black pieces are the ones that were sent to me initially. Loved them so much that I bought a lighter color in the thong as well. Shop all my favorite bras and underwear at skims.com. They will change your life. Just the most comfy, highest quality stuff. I'll leave a QR code here on the screen. I'll also leave a link down below in the description box. You can shop either right here or down below. It'll take you to a personalized landing page, so you'll be able to see the Fits Everybody collection and the pieces that I've shown. And after you place your order, be sure to let them know I sent you. You can select YouTube in the little drop-down survey and then select my channel. Thank you so much again to Skims for sponsoring this video. Such a dream. I love Skims. So ready for bed. I keep telling myself I'm gonna go to bed early, and I need to really mean it and not stay up too late and put things off till the end of the day. I want to finish answering your questions because they're good ones that I still have to answer, and then I will be off to bed. I got on the phone with Matt and I got so distracted that I fell asleep, and it's been days, so I'm finally here to finish filming this vlog. I asked you guys again for juicy questions specifically this morning on my story, so we can really get into it in the second half of this. And I'm posting it tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be a little more relevant than the first half. I just loved the beginning of this video and I didn't want to nix it, so I'm here to actually round it out and give you guys a good ending that you deserve instead of me falling asleep giving half effort answers. I also had to crack open a Poppy because I'm wearing this park top that Poppy sent to me. It's so cute, and there's only one person I can think to give it to because she's coming this weekend and she loves the color light blue, and it's Allie. And as much as I want to keep it for myself, I just can't because a park mock neck is Allie's dream, especially in this color because her Kappa sorority colors are light blue, or blue, light blue and dark blue. They say blue on blue. I think I've hated on it in the past being like, why would anybody wear some random girl's middle name? Look at me now. But I'm gonna give it to Allie when she comes this weekend. Anyway, thank you so much, Poppy. This is so cute, and I take back what I said. Back to the questions like you really came for. Sorry, this has been so all over the place, truly. It's just a reflection of my life right now, being go, 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 but I hope you love it as much as I do. I love being busy. I love having too much going on constantly because it keeps life exciting and forces me away from my distraction, because if I don't stay focused and get what I need to get done in the time frame I need to do it, I can't have a fun and busy life. Naturally, I'm much more productive when I'm busier, so I just thrive on the hamster wheel most of the time. Sometimes it gets too much and I burn out, but just bear with me as my vlogs are a little all over the place. Question time. Oh my gosh, I told Allie to FaceTime me because I had a present for her and she isn't answering. I received this today in the mail and I just thought I need to give it to Allie.
And?
Because it's blue!
Are you serious?
Yes!
Do you know? Oh my god!
Do you want it when you come this weekend?
Oh my god! I was leaving Katie on the phone to say hi to you. Let it be known that my dad legitimately asked about you this weekend at Dad's weekend.
It's because we're like this. Saved my butt. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
I was talking to Allie's friend. I don't know, I think I briefly told this story back, would have been like a year ago. I stayed with Allie. She drove me up to Dallas from Waco where she goes to school. There was a big storm and my flight just continued to get delayed until it was canceled. Long story short, Allie's good friend's parents took me in. I had never met her parents and I stayed the night with them in their beautiful Dallas home. I'm forever grateful for how sweet and kind they were to welcome me in when they had never met me. Like I was saying, they really saved my butt. Time for the questions. Okay, plans for this summer. That's a great question. I honestly haven't really thought about it. This summer, I'll be arriving back from Australia. So I'm planning to stay in California, hopefully travel a little bit. I should be fine traveling. I know some girls going to Europe have things with their visas, but since I don't think I'll be going back to Australia in the summer, as far as I know. Never say never, but maybe a trip to Europe, maybe a trip somewhere international, especially if my friends are still abroad in Europe. It'll be even better reason to go visit them if they're extending their stays. Lots of questions like this. How do you handle long distance with Matt? How do you not get scared with Matt being in a frat? Honestly, just because I trust him. He's never given me a reason to worry about anything, and I think because I'm at CU, which is such a similar school, I understand his experience being in a frat, and he understands my sorority experience, but I understand where people are coming from with that question. It's just, I've never thought, oh, I'm scared about him being in a frat, because he's never given me a reason to be scared about it. Hardest thing about being in a relationship and honoring God. Whatever you think it is probably that. I think just having hard conversations, having boundaries, like it's not requires a lot of self-control to honor God in a relationship, but I'd much rather do it the right way and do it God's way than do it my way. I'm so not perfect though, and I don't want to be preaching that to anybody because I'm trying to say things without saying things. Are you nervous for study abroad? Yes. I'm so nervous, but I'm also excited. So I'm trying to let those two emotions coexist at once, because I know they're the same, they come from the same place in your brain, nerves and excitement, and I want to be more excited than nervous because the reality is it's so temporary. And yes, there's a lot to be nervous about, there's a lot of unknowns, but there's so much also to be excited about. How did you realize you were in love with Matt? I just knew. We were in high school and I was like, I literally don't want to live a single second without this guy because he's my dream. That sounds so cheesy and cringy, but really is true. I was, and I still am, but especially in high school, like when we were so young, first part of our relationship, I was literally head over heels obsessed. I love the next question. How to maintain friendships with people with differing religious/political views. Before coming to see you, I had no business speaking on this, but now I really feel like I do because, and this is not to put anyone close in my life, any of their opinions on blast, it's just a general blanket statement. The people that I'm closest with here in Colorado do not believe the same things as me, politically and religiously, in all across the spectrum, and I love them like my family. I grew up thinking and believing the same way as so many people around me, and here is a whole different world. And to go back to the question, I think maintaining friendships with people with differing religious and political views comes down to respect. Especially for me in trying to share the gospel. I would hope that people feel the love of Jesus through my actions and through the way I treat them, as opposed to me shoving it in their face. Are you finding long distance hard, or is it becoming easier? I would definitely say it's become easier, because not the feeling of missing each other, it's just become easier because it's the new norm. It's easy to snap back into my routine because I've done it so many times. It's like a muscle that you have to exercise over time, and it doesn't get easier to be apart from your person, but it does get easier to find your sense of routine, at least in my experience. What was a time when your faith was questioned, and how did you make it out? Honestly, in the spring, going into the summer, I was having a really, really hard time struggling with a variety of feelings and just confusion at God, because I didn't understand situations. I was grieving, and it was so cold. Oh my gosh. I remember it being so cold last semester. That has nothing to do with, of course, it's winter and early spring, so it's gonna be cold. That did not contribute to my confusion towards God. It just didn't make it any easier, because I felt like I was in a cold season of my faith, and I felt lonely, and I felt like there weren't other people in Boulder who thought the same way as me. And I knew that wasn't the case. That was just the lies I was telling myself, the lies the devil was telling me. I would say my faith was really questioned. It was never to the point of where I was like, God, are you real? I was just mad at him, or confused at him, and wanted answers for things I didn't need answers to, or that weren't my questions to ask. I realize that's so vague without context. I sadly lost one of my friends from high school. Her name's Avery. She was so amazing and incredible, and it was a very sudden thing, and the second experience I had with losing a friend last school year. So it just brought up lots of feelings, and I was doing okay. It was a hard time. It was a rough patch for sure. Would you consider ever staying in Colorado after college? I don't think so. I love Colorado, and it's beautiful, and again, never say never, but I would love to go back to California if it's up to me. Apparently Boulder is the skinniest city in America. Do you believe this true? I don't know if I would say that, but I would say Boulder is definitely a very fit place. Everybody works out, everybody's very outdoorsy because it's so beautiful, so it's hard to not be outside, moving, enjoying the outdoors, but I've never heard that stat before. That's new to me. When you're in a relationship, have you ever felt bored? How do you handle it? Totally. I think boredom is a good thing, because in relationship especially, because most of the time it means stability. If the situation is different and it's maybe one person not putting in effort, then a conversation needs to be had, or a conversation should be had. But I don't think boredom is always a bad thing at all. Okay, I need to hurry up because I have chapter soon, so need to make dinner before. Does Allie go home as often as you do as well? She does not. I wish I could say she did because it would mean I get to spend more time with her, but she's so busy at school, she's thriving, and she'll be home for the holidays. What age do you see yourself having kids? I wish I could give you an answer, but I really don't know. It seems so far off in the future to me still, so I'm not sure. But hopefully in my late 20s? I really don't know. We'll see. Is there a lot of drama in a house full of girls? Love from Germany. Love back to you. There can be, but I feel like if you handle things maturely, it mitigates a lot of drama. But naturally, yes, we have drama because 7 girls, 8, soon to be 8 girls in one house. It's kind of inevitable. How do I come up with outfits for class? This is a great question and something I kind of had to learn because I wore a uniform. I forget this all the time, that I wore a uniform all the way through high school. So it wasn't until college that I really had to figure out what to wear to class. I always go with jeans and a top when I'm in doubt, or some kind of athleisure. But jeans and a sweater. If it's the fall, you can do jeans and a t-shirt and sneakers. That's kind of my go-to uniform for class. But I feel like you learn with time and you'll be inspired by seeing other people around campus, go on TikTok. I remember being on TikTok so much looking up outfit ideas for class, and now it's kind of just become second nature. That is such a valid question though, because it can be so hard to have to decide every single day, especially if you're like me and you maybe wore uniforms growing up. It was always just decided for you. It's a learning curve for sure. Are you worried about the bugs in Australia? Yes, and I've been practicing every single time I see a spider or a creepy crawly of any kind. I force myself to get it. I don't call for a man's help. I don't call for my roommate's help. I'm just telling myself I need to suck it up and kill the spider or kill the cockroach. And I've done it. And it's horrible every time, but I feel like it's good exposure therapy. Would you move in before getting married or wait until after? By the way, I love you. By the way, I love you back. I'm so traditional, and I think I would wait until I was married or until very late in engagement so that I wasn't dealing with a move and a wedding at once. I don't know, I just think the idea of getting married and then moving in together is so special, and I love how traditional it is. Weirdest part about being 20? I think just that I'm in my 20s. There's nothing necessarily crazy weird about being 20 besides really learning how to live on my own, being in a house, but I think just that I'm already that old and in my 20s is weird. Thoughts on tretinoin? I really love it. I feel like it's done wonders for my skin. It was prescribed to me by my dermatologist. I went in to get a little skin tag taken off, and she noticed some things about my face, noticed a few breakouts, and she told me she could prescribe me tretinoin if I wanted, and I could just test it out and see how it went. I was on Accutane years ago, and it's been great. I just use a little tiny bit all over my face every night, moisturize after, and I feel like it's been pretty good for my skin. I have all good things to say. I remember using it years ago, and I remember it really drying out my skin, and I think it's just because I was doing too much too soon. Holy grail hygiene tip. Probably to just be really psycho about your shaving routine. I go, what is my order? I've talked about this before, but I always try to exfoliate before I shave, and then I use a good razor, make sure it's not rusted or anything, and then an oil afterwards. I use an ingrown hair oil. It stings like a you-know-what, but I'd rather have the few moments of stinging than an ingrown hair, and then a good moisturizer. It's just so worth it. Other than that, holy grail. I think that's kind of it. Everything else is probably pretty standard that I do. What's the most unhinged college hack you have that would send people into shock? I need to think about that. That is such a great question and so well written. The most unhinged. I'll get back to you on that. Maybe in another vlog. I have to do some thinking because it's such a good question. I want to give a sufficient answer. How long did it take before you started earning money from YouTube? It took a while. I did a whole video. I think it's privated now. Actually, it might still be public. I don't know. I should be more aware of the old videos and the reality of the digital footprint, but it took a long time because there's a quota you have to hit for YouTube, and I busted my butt because I wanted to hit the quota so badly. Yeah, he's home. Advice for people who don't like their roommate. Pick your battles because it really is temporary, and chances are you won't have to room with them again after this year. So even if something is bothering you, and this might be a hot take, some people just say to deal with things head on, but I can recall a lot of situations where I was just like, okay, I need to pick my battles because this is such a temporary situation, and is this something I really want to stress myself out over if I only have a handful of months living with this person? Are there any sorority secrets you can tell us? Just that it's not as crazy as people make it seem. It's so fun to be in a sorority. I was never hazed. There are some things that can be a little culty, but it's not, at least here in Boulder, as stereotypical as you'd think. How did your ADHD show up in your day-to-day life before being diagnosed / going on medicine? You might have heard this before in previous Q&As, but my favorite story to tell when asked a question like this is the highlighter happy story. There was a time in 4th grade, it was either before I know it had to have been after I went on medication. I didn't take my medication that day, and I was going highlighter happy in my science textbook. I was opening the pages like this, highlighting the binding, opening a new page, highlighting the binding, just so distracted and so in my own world, and I was put in the hall for going highlighter happy. Last question, how do you stay disciplined to do assignments? I'm struggling. I get it. I would say my discipline comes from, 1, fear of authority. I hate being in trouble. I hate having a missing assignment. I just can't stand it. And I think it definitely comes from childhood because I was such a goody two-shoes growing up in elementary school. I was such a rule follower by nature. So having the deadlines, not wanting to disappoint my professors, and being busy outside of school, having other things going on is the most helpful. I wish I didn't have to go because I'm having so much fun talking to you guys and answering these questions, but I will answer more on my Instagram story because there are some great ones. So thank you so much for asking all of those. I will do another Q&A soon and try to throw in more bonus videos because it's fun to get to answer your juicy questions and just connect on a deeper level because social media can be so surface. But I hope you know, if you come to my channel, you always have a friend in me and hopefully someone to keep you company while you might be doing a mundane task alone. So let me know what's going on in your life. If you have any prayer requests, anything to share about your life, I would love to hear it. And thanks for listening to me ramble about mine. Love you guys lots, and I'll see you so soon in my next vlog. Also, if you have any outstanding questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll try to get to as many as I can. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. There goes my baseboard heater. I shouldn't be leaning against it because I turned it on today for the very first time. Thank God, it was so cold in my room, and I could not find the thermostat, but I found it. Okay, bye for real.